Yo, tonight on the Boom Bap Chat, we discuss the new Black Star album, No Fear of Time. Yo, Tell, yo, IO, let's start the show.
Yes, yes. Let's start this show, the Boom Bap Chat, number 101. I am MC Till.
And I am profound.
I am IB. I am Masperad.
And we've been having a good old time here at the Boom Bap Chat. 100 episodes of fun, actually. Profound, man. What have you been on lately?
Man, I feel a little bit of relief because I finally finished my articles for the Native Tongue Review book. That's what
Yeah.
I've been on, trying to complete that, man, and ramping up for the album to drop in the book on the 27th. And yeah, man, checking out, when I'm on that Black Star too, listening to it. We'll get to that. But Io, what you been on, bro?
Right, working on the last my last article for the review. It's shaping up.
Nice.
I'm like, yo, this joy is dope. So yeah, that's what I've been on, and just been reading the Michael Eric Dyson book on Nas, the Illmatic. What was it called? Born to Rock Mics or something like that. I don't know if you ever read that, but that joint fire, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a collection of essays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I read that joint a few times.
Yeah. The joint dope, man.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Dope.
That's what's
Well,
up.
I've been on this Black Star album pretty much, since it came out. Been waiting how many years? 20 something years.
What?
It's been well, when did the first one come out? 98, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 98.
So yeah, it's over 20 years. It's like 25 years almost.
Damn.
I'm bad at math. So yeah, that's what I've been on. So I'm excited about our conversation tonight.
We getting up there, Io. That joint 20 years old, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 1998. That's when it came out, bro.
Wow. It came out trivia. It came out the same day as the Love Movement, as the Foundation by Brand Nubian, and a few other. I think Jay-Z put out an album that day. I think Outkast put out an album that day.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a few others too. But those were the big three for me that day. But anyway, let's jump into this album though, man. Tonight's discussion is all about the new Black Star album, No Fear of Time. If you have heard it, let us know what you think. If you love it, you hate it, it's meh, whatever. Let us know your thoughts. But first, let's go with first impressions. Profound, you heard the album. After you listened to it the first time, what were you feeling? What were you thinking?
After I first heard it, I was like, is this it? Like, is there more? There got to be another release coming like next week. Like, it's got to be. It's got to be. I mean, yeah, that was my first impression of it. Was like, I was like, it was dope, but I was expecting to. I wanted to be more excited, production wise.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Omas, you remember your first impression?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this earlier this week. For my first impression, it was like we waited a long time for this. Like I was like expecting more. So I would say that was like my first impression.
Yeah. When I went into it with purposely, not really. I really didn't have any expectations on it. It was just like, all right, this is a new project. I'm very interested to see what this sounds like. And I remember after I listened to it the first time, I was just like, huh, okay. I mean, I definitely remember the first Black Star album because I still listen to it, It's like, this is not that. This is very different from that. What stuck out to me, though, was the sound of it. Like I didn't even really listen in on like lyrics or anything like that the first time. I just kind of gave it like listening to the vibe. And like, for me, it had a very interesting sound to it. It was like atmospheric in some ways. I don't know. It was just different. And I was like, So that intrigued me. So I knew I was going to go back to it at least a few times. So that was my first impression. Didn't really know what to think, but I knew I wanted to revisit it a few more times. And I did. And I have several times actually since then. And then, you start digging into the album and you get into, the lyrics of it. But before that, you see the album cover. And I'm going to bring this back up here. I think, well, I'm gonna hold my thought to the end. Um, Profound. When you see that image, man, what do you think? Let me bring it up here. There it is. Oh nope, not there. Sorry. There you go. That image right there. What do you think when you first saw that?
I see black strength. I see black
Mm,
warrior. You know what I mean? I see, my impression is that, it's two individuals there representing most in Talib and Black Star, and that image, I feel like that image would be like their logo almost.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Hmm.
I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. There you go. For people tuning
Yeah.
in, there it is right there. Amos, what are your thoughts on the album cover?
Definitely Afrofuturism
Mm,
because that's like the new term. You know what I'm saying? That's
mm,
like the new catchphrase. So definitely that, and like the definition, because I know Talib talked about it in his book, like what Black Star actually means. He broke it down. Um, it's basically like a star that never burns or something like that. It never
mm.
goes away or something like that. So I guess this fits with that no fear of time. I guess like Afrofuturism or blackness is timeless. So there's
Yeah,
no fear of time, you know what I mean? So
that's dope.
that's what I think of when I see the piece.
Yeah, that's dope. When
Yeah.
I saw it, I immediately was like, "Man, that's a dope cover." I thought about it. Reminded me of a Black Alicia's cover from several years ago, and they always had really dope covers. And then when I listened to the album and looked at the cover, I was like, "Man, this to me, this album sounds like it looks like the
Mm.
beats and just the feel of the album. It's just it looked like that picture, at least to me." And I thought, okay, this it made me appreciate the album a little bit more, the artwork. For
Hmm.
sure. Yeah. Art, yeah, go ahead, Profound.
I listened to it again, and I think a lot of us, I'm gonna say we all, but a lot of us have this, I've heard this argument about Nas. It's like everybody wants Illmatic. You know what I mean? When you expecting to hear Illmatic every time he releases something, and through growth and progression, you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna, you can't go back to 94. You know what I mean? You could try to go back there and you might be able to touch it a little bit, but I think that's what it is too. Like when we say Black Star, I instantly think of the Black Star album, redefinition and all of that. So the excitement of that album, I think I came in it having the same excitement then I felt like I did when Buster released. And it was like, man, you wanted this whole thing to be like whatever you wanted it to be like. And then after you listen, you like, yeah, that's not really what I thought it was gonna what it's gonna be. And is
Yeah.
everybody saying that it's dope because we were in the middle of the pandemic and hadn't heard Buster in a while and all of that. So is it the same thing here with Black Star? Like if we haven't heard them in a while together, and then it's like if people, the fans are pushing for this album, and then here we go. So I don't
Right.
know, man, but like lyrically, I guess we can go there too, Till.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When we was talking about Talib, like I felt like, oh wow, there you go. I felt like he was really, really going there. I have to echo. This is probably the best that I've heard him lyrically,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't usually, and I can I can tolerate Talib, but I don't. It's just it was just something about the way that he had his patterns that was always throwing me off in my ear. Like I said before, I felt like he used to put too many words in one line.
Mhm.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
but he's going there on this album. I just wanted to be more excited, like the production. I wanted it to I wanted to hear that boom bap for real.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Premiere. I wanted to hear DJ, you know what I mean? Or I don't know. Do I miss Dilla too much too? Like, damn, what's
I
going
wonder,
on?
I just wonder if at some point in time, if you re-listen to the album without as like a Zen master without like any of those expectations, if what you would think about it. Or if you even if you could. I mean, sometimes you just can't. Like something is so embedded in our psyche, you just can't get it out,
Yeah, because I'm a boom. The bip. the boom bip, like that's like and that's that rhythm. That's why what, Till, you probably right, because like the way that they battle rap today, like I don't care for that format. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
either.
Mm-mm.
Like I need the DJ to spin something.
Yeah,
I don't need
yeah.
6 months to dig up information on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
come with your rhymes written if you want. I'm gonna go off the top or whatever the case. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I but I see why it is entertaining, and I see why people like it. I just like the way we used to do it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'll
I
take the
don't
eight
know.
mile format any day, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cool. But I like that. I'm with you, Profound. At the same time, it's like, all right. I mean, if that's what people are
That's what it
into,
is now. Yeah.
whatever. Like, is that a bad thing? You could argue that it is, but I mean, you might argue. I would argue maybe the content would be the thing that I would be, that I would be more concerned about. Like, I may not like the style, the production, or the no production. It's like, but what are you saying? Like with the minimalistic drums and like no drums, some of it's cool to me, some of it's
Hmm.
just not for me. But if someone like Ka from Brownsville is on there, like he's dropping gem after gem, I appreciate that. I'm not going to listen to it over and over again, but I really
Right.
appreciate it. But if somebody's over there just talking nonsense over no drums, like, that's not for me at all. This
Hmm.
album has, I think, just enough drums to where I'm satisfied. I would have liked a few more drums and some more boom
Hmm.
bap, but it has
Hmm.
just enough for me. Anyway, we'll get into the production in a minute. Io Mas, what are your thoughts on Talib Kweli's performance on this album?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, I felt like, and I may be wrong. I felt like his. I think most topped him on the first one, but I think he kind of surpassed most on this. Like lyrically, his energy, everything. Like he going in, man.
Yeah,
Um,
Mm.
but yeah, I think he definitely I definitely think he put time in to develop his craft. He talked about that in his book. Like, I'm sorry to keep referring back to the book. I just
no, you
recently
good.
read his book, but he talked about that, like how how he felt like he had to work at his craft to develop. Where with most it was more natural. Like he had the charisma. He was like naturally, but Talib definitely had to work at it, and I feel like his work definitely showed through this project because he's shining. He's shining all over this boy, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
our guy
Fact.
Wind Williams said on YouTube. I was surprised Talib was keeping
Yeah,
up. Actually, yeah,
yeah.
Facts.
he was.
And
He
I
Facts.
don't
really
think he
was.
was keeping up. I think he was kind of like.
He was going there.
I think he kind of won up most. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
which is really
If I'm being honest.
which is interesting to me because, fellas, don't you think that the production on here is more of a Yasiin Bey album than a Talib
Yep.
Kweli album? Yeah,
Yep.
it,
I agree.
for me, it feels like a Yasiin Bey album featuring Talib Kweli, but the feature outdid who should be
Yeah.
the star of the show because this is more of
Hmm.
his style. But I actually liked Yasiin Bey on it. We'll get into that in a moment. But going back to Talib Kweli, I I have, and I've told you guys this, and I've posted it publicly. I have a hard time appreciating Talib Kweli's music and hearing him rhyme because things went down with him and some Cincinnati artists and one artist that I know personally pretty well. And I saw the back and forth, and I saw things that were said that was just like that's blatantly not true. And anyway, it just left a really bad taste in my mouth. So whenever I listen to Talib Kweli, it's like that person you don't like, you just don't like
Hmm.
them. It's hard to appreciate their art. So that's my relationship with Talib Kweli right now. So I acknowledge that it's super dope, and I've been able to enjoy this album in spite of that. But I agree with you guys. I think he did his thing on this album, and I think he sounds. You might have said this, Profound. I think he sounds better on this album than he sounded on
Hmm.
any album
Hmm.
ever. So that's really dope, really dope. All right, let's move on to Yasiin Bey, and let's have a little conversation about Most Def versus Yasiin Bey. Your
Where
thoughts,
is most deaf?
Where's about? Yeah, talk to us
Yeah,
about
Where
it,
we
is
need
he?
Profound.
We need most to come back, bro. Wherever he at. You know what I'm saying?
I wanna be careful with my words. I wanna almost kind of give him the benefit of the doubt because I've been in that space of therapy and things like that. So I just would prefer most deaf over, the most deaf that we've been accustomed to than the Yasin Bey or whatever we've been getting. You know what I'm saying? It's just excuse me.
No
It's
problem.
just one of those. I don't know. I don't know if it was me. I don't know if anybody else felt like that, but it just sounded like he was like really, really too cool on the album. Like it was just like
Yeah.
I didn't maybe conviction is the word I'm looking for. I didn't hear conviction in his voice but that you could hear in Talib. I
Mm,
didn't hear
mm,
that from Mos or Yasin or whatever. I didn't hear that from him. So it just sounded like to me in certain places it was just like, oh, I got this. Let me just go on and lay this so I can just get out the lab for the day.
mm.
And that's just sonically me. Like I'm not saying that's what he was doing, but that's what it
Right.
sounded like in certain spots of the album, certain songs. It was like, yeah, okay, Most, we know you cool, bro, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Where the
Yeah.
mathematics at, man? Where speed
Mm,
law at, man? Come on, man.
right.
Yeah. I don't like I've noticed this with him over the years. It seems like he's even when he talks in interviews, it just seems like he's gotten more and more like slurred with his speech. And it's not like stroke slur. It's not like he had a stroke or anything like that, but it's just like I don't know. He's just not articulating like he once did, you know? He's just like slurring and mumbling a little bit more and more, as the years go on. At least that's what I'm hearing. Just in general, like
Hmm.
in conversations, like interviews and on the mic. And it's just it's interesting to me. I don't really like it more or like it less, really, honestly. It's just interesting to me. So I liked him on here. I like him more, back in the Most Def days for sure. But I don't know. I think he has an interesting voice, and I like how he kind of sing raps a little bit and kind of adds that melody here and there. But like it really did feel like he was unpolished, like you were talking about Profound. Like he's just kind of coming in, doing it, and coming out. And I don't know. I mean, I don't think it was his best performance, but I think he did enough for me to enjoy it. So
See, and that's the problem, Till, because that's what he sounds like. I just want to do enough.
enough,
That's what
yeah,
it sounded like to me. Like the tone of his voice, and it just sounded like I'm just gonna do, Talib Kweli just to get by. I'm gonna do this
right, right,
just to get by, and
sure.
here y'all go. And you could tell because Talib was on fire, man.
Yeah, but
Mostly, I saying.
the thing that like I approach music, the way I approach music, generally speaking, is I approach the overall sound of something before I dig into the lyrics or dig into any technicalities. You know what I mean? So I just kind of
Hmm.
the overall vibe. And to me, the overall vibe was like super dope to my ears. Once we get into the technicalities, it's like, okay, I didn't like this, I didn't like that, but the overall vibe was pretty dope. So anyway, Mas, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I prefer most over
Yeah,
Yasiin Bey. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, does he have an album under Yasin Bey?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so
Not
either.
I think he did the name change after he did all his albums. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So,
Man.
all right, let's move on. Let's move on to the beats.
Wow.
We got Madlib. The whole thing produced by Madlib. First of all, Almas, are you generally a Madlib fan? Madlib production fan?
Yeah, I would say yeah, definitely.
Generally,
Definitely.
yeah. Profound?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's hit or miss for me,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Madlib.
Mm.
But for the most part, everything, he's dope. Like I don't think I would turn down a Madlib beat though. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He definitely has some beats out there that I don't like. That's for sure.
Mm.
But
Hmm.
I think that's partly because he does so many different styles of production, And yeah. So anyway, Profound, what do you think about the production on here from Madlib?
When I listened to it the second time, like it sound, sonically, it reminded me of J Electronica. You know what I mean? With like
Mm,
just the samples and not the, not really drum heavy.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but Madlib, it's Madlib. You know what I mean? Like that's like trying to dissect the MF Doom rhyme. Like, come on.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he has
Yeah,
his way of that he does things, and he's really like a Dilla, which is you see why they was close because he's in his own, Madlib, he in his own lab, really.
right.
So I didn't think that the production was bad at all. I thought it was good. Like, I don't know who I would. Maybe I might like it more if, man, I hate to say this. Maybe I like it more if most wasn't on it.
Huh. Really?
The way the Talib was coming.
Yeah. Yeah. It was straight
Mm.
Talib Kweli the whole time.
And and I've been the most fan over the, he was my favorite out of the group anyway.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
to
Same.
say that now, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. That's a good one. But Madlib, man, the production, he's Madlib. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
was dope to that degree, but I was just looking for, I don't know, man. I was looking for that boom bip, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He didn't really give it. I think there was one beat on there that was like, ooh, yes.
Yeah.
That
What
boom
I
bap
wanted to
sound.
do? I know what it was too. I wanted to be jumping around in here, man. Like, you hear that?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
hear?
yeah.
And
Right.
and it just wasn't doing that. I had to sit down here and really listen.
Yeah, it's a different experience for sure. Al Moss, what were you thinking about the beats on this album?
I can't. Yeah, I would say I was looking for more boom bap.
Yeah.
I was definitely looking for more drums
Yep.
because you get excited to hear like a Mad Lib beat, but for it to be just samples, I was looking for more drums. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Like I said before, I would have preferred more drums. And Madlib is capable of some just incredible boom bap, production, but he gave us what he gave us. And our guy Yafeth over at YGT Records said,
Oh,
I'm a beats.
YGT.
Yeah, he said, I'm a beats guy, so I'm biased when I say this, but I was looking forward to hearing new Madlib beats the most. So YGT Records, were you satisfied? Did you like the beats? Were yeah, what did you think about the beats? And
Yeah.
our guy Win Williams, he liked them. He said Madlib's production
Yeah.
is masterful.
It's masterful.
So I'm not sure. Win, let me know. Are you talking about this album specifically, or just
In general.
Madlib in general? So like I said earlier, it had just enough drums for me, and I think when I listened to that album, when I listened to it the first time, I saw that album cover artwork. I thought, oh man, this sounds like the album cover. That really intrigued me, and so I went back and I really listened into that. And each song to me, has like this has some sort of sound with some sort of echo on it that just kind of gives this like atmospheric effect, like almost like they're in outer space,
Mm.
but it's not
Mm.
overdone. It's not too much, at least, to my ears. And so as I started listening in for that, like I started to appreciate the sound that Madlib gave them, more and more. And I feel like it was recorded over a long period of time in different places, which is really interesting to me because to me it feels like it's a very singular piece of art. Like it feels like all the songs have a cohesive feel, that atmospheric vibe. And as I listen to like the background stuff, like there's even like little sounds that Madlib use, like little instruments kind of in the background that are just kind of always there, or kind of creep in for a little bit and creep out, that give it that atmospheric sound. So I really like the production on here. At first, I kind of was like, you guys, like, man, where's that, that first,
Bang.
Black Star boom bap, joint. But that High Tech was, a big part of that. And High Tech is not here, obviously. This is all Madlib, so it is what it is. Let's go back.
Mm.
YGT
What
said,
about you?
I love the production on here. And then he
Yeah.
gets into
Same.
it further. Says, when I listen to an album, I usually just accept it for what it is and find what I like about it. If that makes sense. but I do not prefer this over the first album. Yeah, I heard one
That's
person like
dope.
this album more than the first one, but that's what I'm hearing, that the first album, people like the first album more. So, which I can understand, especially if you heard the first album first, like that's what Black Star as. Like that's what's in your mind, as Black Star. So,
See,
and
the
it's just
first album is like the Bulls three-peat. And this album is like Mike playing for the Wizards. He's still Mike, but he playing for the Wizards, man.
Yo, and we talked about this. Like, I think that's dope. Like, I don't have to like it more, or just as much
Facts.
as like they want to make music and put it out. Like, hey, do your thing.
YGT makes a good point by saying like to accept it for what it is. And I
Right.
think that's dope, and I was definitely trying to do that, but Lord have mercy.
Yeah, man.
I can't help it, man. Like they came with that. It's like, come on, man.
But this is but can't you appreciate like this is a different time, a different place, and a different album?
I can appreciate it from that standpoint, yes. And the fact
Yeah.
that Talib definitely sounds 1,000 times better than he normally does. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Yeah,
as far as cadence wise and the content, you know what I mean? Like he was really
right.
going there. So
And the other thing is like, what Common say? If I don't like it, I don't like it. Don't mean that I'm
yeah,
hating.
right.
Like I
Facts,
love that
facts.
line. It's like it's okay. I don't have to like the new Kendrick Lamar album that drops tonight at midnight if I don't like it. It's fine. It's fine if you
Hey,
love it. It's all good.
he
But
went off on that song though.
but
Wow.
hey, Beats by Don. He said y'all tripping. So
Hey, not Julio. Yeah, man. We can't help it, man. That's what we
hey,
do.
you like what you like. We're not trying to hate on anybody here. You like what you like, and it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. Like some people are happy the Sixers and lost tonight. They done. Some
Yeah.
of us
Shout out
just
to
don't
the
care.
Miami Heat. All right, the last thing I wanted to ask you all about and wanted to chat about is the way in which they released it. So if you're tuning in and you don't know, you can't get this album anywhere except for the Luminary podcast app. And it costs like, I don't know what it was, like $35 a year, or you can sign up monthly. I had to sign up for $5 a month, and then you can cancel if you want. But so $5, you can at least hear the album. And that's the only way you can get it, except for bootlegging, because there is the internet. But anyway, what do y'all think, Profound? What do you think about that unique way of releasing this album?
I wasn't mad at that. I feel like the diehard Black Star fans would get it. That's like this ain't hip hop, but that's like Prince's community. The fans of Prince, they're gonna go get Prince's music however he tells you that you can get it. And if you can only get it by showing up to Paisley Park to get it, you better believe that everybody's going to Paisley Park to get it. I wasn't
Yeah.
mad at that at all. I know some people was confused by it too, but I didn't have an issue with that at all.
With Paisley Park thing or with Prince? Or are you
No,
talking about the
I
Luminary?
didn't have an issue with the way that they released it, with the
Yeah.
way that Black Star released it. Like, you know what I mean? Like they fans are gonna go and you're gonna sign up, and like if they did something like that with Dilla, dude, we're gonna go sign up and get that however we want to get it because we're fans of Dilla.
Right. Definitely. Yeah. Iomas, anything to add to that?
No, I agree with what Profound said. Like, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, it's their art, so who are we to tell them how they're supposed to release it? So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement. I feel like they don't need my permission to make the art they want to make, and they don't need my permission to release it however they want to release it. They gave me the opportunity to hear it for $5. And I understand for some people, $5 is a lot. Like some people are really struggling. So I understand that. But for most of the cats complaining about it online, $5 is okay.
Right.
They can afford to listen to it. And that's how I felt like, okay, this is cheaper than going to buy a CD or whatever. I get to listen to this album I've been waiting on for years for $5. That's cool with me.
Do we know if there's a plan for any physical copies?
I have not heard of any. Again, I'm tempted to bootleg this joint on CD. I'm tempted. Just like I said, almost in spite because like I said, I got my issues with Mr. Kweli, but I'm not going to. I thought about I might bootleg a CD for me personally, just to have it on CD because I just like CD. Um, but yeah, I've not heard of anything. I've not seen anything. I wish they would, and I don't understand like why wouldn't they just sell vinyl, or CDs? I guess at that point it's easier for people to rip it and share it, I guess, because it's hard. It's harder to rip it and share it off of the Luminary podcast. So I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't just sell it, physical merch. So I don't know.
Yeah, because what are you gonna like? Right, what happens if they start touring? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if they tour that, that album, I'm almost certain of course they're gonna have merchandise.
And why not go through Bandcamp? That's what I don't understand. I mean, Bandcamp is pretty much all the artists,
Facts. That's a good one. I don't know.
So anyway,
That's
but
a good
again, it's who am I? Like it's their art; they can do whatever they want. They gave
Right.
me a chance to listen to it for $5, so I appreciate that. And
No, they can't tell. They got to do what we tell them to do, man. we buying it, man. They got to do. They got to do what we say.
Man, that's actually the day it came out. I was like, man, that's dope that they decided. We've heard all the stories. The two of you have been there with record contracts and stuff. And people getting screwed out of money and signing terrible contracts and all that stuff.
Right.
And here, these two artists, well, three with Madlib, they said these are our terms. This is how you're gonna listen to our music. I think that's super dope.
That is dope, and that is dope in the sense of you. I could only pray to get to that level where you could release something that way and still have your following support it that way.
Yeah, right.
And talking about it like we talking about it now.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. All right. So as I go back and listen to this album for like the 50th time, I'm really liking this album. I know you guys went a different way, which is all good. But yeah, it's one of those albums that keeps growing on me every time I hear it. Like every time I listen, I'm like, oh yeah, I like this more and more. And I love art like that grows, because there's some music that I listen to, I'm like, meh, I don't like this at all. I give it another shot. I like it even worse, So I'm excited to even listen to this album again. Any final thoughts about this album from either of you guys?
Till, man, you have a good persuasive way of like making me want to go back and listen again. I'm gonna go back and listen to it again. You know what I mean, and try to strip all of them prejudices I have with Black Star and Mr. Kweli as well.
Right.
But no, man, I'm gonna listen to it again, man, because like that's why I like when we talk, because you always bring a perspective. I'm like, all right, let me go listen to that. I'm like, okay, Till is always right.
No. But, and people ask me like, why you like everything? It's like, no, I just talk about what I like. That's what I talk. That's what I choose to talk about. It's rare that I choose to talk about stuff I don't like, because time is short. I don't care to talk about things I dislike musically.
Facts.
When I can talk about the things I do like, So that's just kind of my policy. I don't know. Almas, any final thoughts about this album?
Yeah, I don't need to hear it again. I'm good. I'm waiting for. I'm straight. I'm waiting for something else. Yeah, I definitely don't need to hear it again.
I know.
They're back to the shelf.
I'll pick like I like the Black Thought joint. Like I'll bang that out.
Man,
I was just
iTunes that boy. Like I'll just take certain ones I like and leave the rest.
Yeah.
So yeah, but listening to the whole album again, I'm not gonna do that.
I was just gonna say, Almas, I know you can wait on that Black Thought joint though, because that first song, man, whoo, I love that first song, man.
I'm glad you said that. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I feel that.
That's the excitement that I was talking about. Like you hear, man. Yeah, hey man. When I heard No Gold Teeth, I heard it 4 or 5 times in a row. The first time, And it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, Black's like, man, it's Black Thought, man. We should start calling him Black Jesus.
Yeah, he's dope. I,
On the
hey, I,
mic,
I
man.
I don't know if you heard of this album, but I got an album for you that I think you might enjoy, and I would be really excited to see if what you think about this. Are you familiar with Wild Child, the MC Wild Child?
From Stone Store.
Yeah, he used to be in Loop Pack
Yeah,
with Madlib.
yeah.
He put out an album called Omowale, so Omowale, Omowale. Not too long ago, like maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. Anyway, I think this is an album. Have you heard this album?
No.
Okay, I think this is an album that you might dig. So that's an album I think you'll like this album. So I'd be real curious to know if you check it out, what you think about it.
Cool.
We might have to have a conversation about that album because I want people to know about this album because he's saying a lot of dope stuff on this album. Real grown, real mature, real thoughtful. It's dope. Anyway, so you can
Hey,
check
where
that
is it
out.
at?
That's all over. I mean, Spotify,
Yeah,
iTunes.
okay.
Yeah, just you can search Wild Child. Everything's spelled normal. Wild Child.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you're listening in to the podcast right now, you have not heard the album, go give it a listen. It's a super dope album. I actually reached out to him on Instagram, see if he'd come and be a guest on our show. So fingers crossed. Hopefully we can get him on.
Word.
All right, fellas.
Yeah.
It's time for the Black Star edition of One Word. I got 3 albums here for us. And if you were
Don't you put
tuning
up the
in,
new one.
if you were I haven't bootlegged it yet, man. So I don't have a copy.
All right.
So if you're tuning in on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, you can tell us your one word. The way it goes, I'm gonna show an album, and I'll start with you, Profound. Tell me one word that describes this album to you, or one word that you think of when you see this album. All right, this is Train of Thought by DJ High Tech and Talib Kweli as Reflection Eternal.
Complete.
Complete. Why complete?
Man, I thought I was skeptical that Talib was gonna be able to hold it down for a whole album on his own. And it was really, really a complete album. I thought it got better as it went on. You know, it was
Okay.
already dope, but as the, you know what I mean, as it
Yeah.
goes on throughout the album, I thought every song got better.
Okay.
So that's
Dope.
why I say complete.
Almas?
Yeah, I would say, man. I would label that a classic. Well, I would say essential.
Essential.
I would say essential. It's definitely essential. It was like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
It's like you need that. Like I need yeah. It was definitely essential. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my word would have to be musical. I feel like this is just a really musical album, and whether you like hip hop or not, if you just like good music, I think you would like this album. I thought High Tech, it was like his finest hour on this album. He just every beat on here, I think is just really dope. So I really like this album. And my man Hector said summer of 0000 on repeat. I feel that. Yeah. I listen to this album a lot. All right. Next album, one word. We'll go back to you. Profound. Black on Both Sides.
Ooh.
By Mos Def.
Necessary. The way he came, the title of the album, that being Mos's first release too.
Yeah.
Like that album was necessary for him.
Yeah. I feel that. Almas?
Man. Most definitely, man. That's just Most all the way through.
Yeah.
That's Most at his that was Most in his man. I would say most definitely.
Yeah. I like that. YGT Records. Majestic. I like that word. Majestic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
dope.
I'm with
And,
that too.
Hector chimes in. Rawkus's biggest album release. It was definitely big. That's for sure at the time.
Yeah.
I think my word would just be dope. it's just to me, it's just a dope album. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's not. I don't like aside from like his, the joint that Yumi says where he's singing. There's a little rock, so there is some like progressive stuff in here, but like it's just dope. He has a dope voice. It's got dope lyrics, dope beats. Just everything's dope. So
Mm-hmm.
dope. All right, last one, fellas. You know I had to do it. Most Def and Talib Kweli are Black Star, the original.
Oh, classic, man, for me, because that is a classic album, man. I'm gonna say classic.
Okay. Our man Hector agrees. He also says
Word up,
classic,
Hector.
all uppercase, all
Word up,
caps.
Hector.
Almas.
I'll
Let's
say
go.
cemented.
Oh,
That's you can't remove that from hip hop. The hip hop category is cemented.
Yeah.
That joint is permanent. It's etched in, like just how that woodwork is on the album cover. That's
Yeah.
like art. That's like etched in. You can't remove that, man.
Yeah.
Like that's permanent. That's like permanent ink. So I would say cemented for sure.
Yeah. I feel that. YGT. Unskippable.
facts,
I like that.
facts.
I like
YG.
that one.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
for real.
I'd have to go with the hyphenated hip hop for this one. That's my word.
That's a
You
dope
know,
word too.
I mean, it just has everything. It's got the back and forth. It's
Yeah,
got it's it's got the posse. One of the dopest posse cuts, in my opinion. That last joint on there. Whew.
Twice in a
yeah,
lifetime.
And Wordsworth in
yeah.
there
That
ripping
Oh
joint.
it.
man, come
Yeah,
on, man.
Shout out to Wordsworth,
for
man.
real.
That's such a dope joint.
And
Um,
Punch, because Punch went in too.
Yep.
yeah, I mean that whole joint.
Punch.
The joint with Common. Was it
Yeah,
Respiration?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Respiration. And the
Uh,
remix, the Pete Rock remix with Black Thought.
Ooh,
yep.
stop it.
I don't know
Determined.
which one I like better. I don't
Yes,
like. I don't know if I like the original one or the remix better.
dude. YGT
Yeah.
Records. Thieves in the Night.
I
Yes,
like these
I
night
love that
tonight.
song. I love Determination. Brown
Yeah.
Skin Lady. Whew, there's just
Yeah.
Brown skin
Shout out to J
lady. Yeah.
Rawls, man.
gr-
Come
and
on,
yeah,
J
J.
man.
Rawls on
Ross
the
for sure.
beat.
And in the intro, and then into that first song, produced by the Beat Miners. That's like one of the, and then it goes into the 1, 2, 3. What was that song? The sing the
Wasn't it
Respiration.
definition? No, no, no.
Yeah,
Definition.
definition,
Yeah.
and then
Definition.
Definition.
redefinition. One of the greatest like intro sequences of any album ever. It just opens up
And
masterfully.
them
So
interludes, man. I'm a
dope
victim,
interludes.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a victim.
I'm a victim, brother.
even my
Even my
conditioning is
conditioning
conditioned.
has been conditioned. You the first one with a dashiki talking that. I'm a victim,
Man,
brother.
in the
You
hip
so
That's
hop
one of them
joint,
classic
brainwashed.
interludes, bro. You
the
so
B boys,
brainwashed.
the B
Yeah,
boys will B boy
B-boy.
joint. I love that.
Yeah,
Oh, heck yeah, yeah.
It's a great album. Great album.
yeah.
And I think they nailed. I think you mentioned the cover. I think they nailed the cover both times. I think both covers
They
are super
did.
dope. And I love the progression of the covers. Like this one, it feels. It doesn't feel as futuristic. It feels more like now, at least when it came out. There's just a realness, a nowness to it. And then the new album cover, like you said, Iomos, it's got the futuristic thing going on. So love it.
Can I? Yeah. Can I say something? Like for
Yeah, of
me,
course.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't get a pulse on where hip hop is headed. When
Mm,
that album came out, I'm not saying that it was predictable, but you knew what to expect. Now today, I really don't know what the pulse of hip hop like. I don't know what to expect
yeah.
with the music. Like I guess I don't know, man. Like I'm not going wild like over the Black Thought joint. I was just like, dude, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, bro. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. Like I just feel like hip hop. I can't get a pulse on it no more. Like it was like something that was like stable for me at one time, but now it's at a place where I can't recognize it.
Hmm.
Like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it was a time when I could recognize it. Like I knew what to expect. I knew what I was. but now it's like it's strange to me now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't like the way that makes me feel.
Mm.
Because everybody is like, yo, this is the man, oh my God. And I'm
Right.
just like, I don't recognize it. It's not
It,
familiar to me.
is
And that
there?
scares me, man. Because that was like hip hop it's been my, I don't know what to say, but I guess it's been my center,
Mm,
center of gravity.
yeah.
But now I don't know if it's my center anymore. I don't
Hmm.
know what it is.
Has
And
there?
that kind of like is disappointing to me. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're
Mm.
good, man. Thank you for sharing that, Iomas. That's deep. Do you think that has there been an album recently where it had like, oh wow, okay, this is super dope, and it kind of had that censoring feel for you?
I can't say that I have. It's been
Yeah,
a long time.
yeah, yeah.
It's been a long
I
time.
wonder if those albums are out there and you
I
just
think
haven't heard them.
Pro album is that for me.
Okay.
His
Oh
album
man,
is
that's
that
what's
for me.
up.
It's centered. I'm centered. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, this feels right.
Yeah.
But like the newer stuff, and I'm not saying that because I know Pro. I'm just saying like, and maybe that does play a factor in it. I don't
Sure.
know.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm familiar with him, I know what. Not just saying that Profound is predictable, but I know what Profound is going to give me when I
Yeah.
pick up a Profound CD. I know what I'm gonna get. But now it's like since times have changed, I don't know what I'm going to get. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just I don't know, man. That I don't know if it's just me or whether I need to get with the times or but it's scary to me. I don't scary is not the right word. It's just uncomfortable, I guess, for me.
Uncomfortable. That's
Because
probably, yeah.
hip hop has been that comfort for me
Yeah.
for such a long time.
All
But
right,
now I
people.
can't. Yeah.
People,
So I don't know.
we need to find some albums for Iomas to listen to where he's gonna
I
get
didn't
that
mean for
feeling
this to
back.
be like an intervention. I was just like, I was just sharing, but like how I feel. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I was like, let
No,
me just go ahead and be transparent. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I'm glad you shared,
Yeah.
man. Just, so we know you a little better. And also, I'm sure there's people out there that can relate, that have that same feeling or a similar feeling,
Hey, look, Method Man dropped on May 6th, and I was quite surprised at how much I liked that album. The Meth
Okay.
Yeah.
Lab Session 3. Like, you know what it is as soon as you hear like
Yeah.
it's Wu-Tang. Like you can
Wow.
tell, like it don't have it's not RZA sound, but Meth ain't just
Yeah.
rhyming over no chops. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
there's
Right.
definitely a kick and a snare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
What's interesting, Mas, as you were sharing, I thought, I don't know this for a fact, but as much as we love the original Black Star album and everyone that like comments about it, I bet you the new Black Star album gets way more listens than the original Black Star album.
I can see that.
And
I can
I
absolutely see that.
and I bet you more people will like this new Black Star album in
Mhm.
general, like across the globe, than the
More than
original
the
Black
first.
Star album.
Yeah.
Like in
I,
I
our
can
in
see
our
that.
little tribe, like no, like I think most of us will
Yeah.
say the first Black Star album can't be topped.
Yes, 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 yes,
But
yes, yes,
across the
yes.
world, like every
I agree with
listener,
that.
I bet more people will like
Yes.
this new Black Star, which is I think that's probably in some ways really good. In some ways it is. I can see it kind of being uncomfortable or even scary.
but you know
But
what, Till? I think too
it's
that
interesting.
the new people that like this Black Star album now, I think they will really like the first one if they haven't heard it.
You
You know
think
what I
so?
mean? Now,
I don't know,
I don't
man.
know if they'll like it over this one, but I'm
Yeah,
saying if they
Yes,
go
yes,
back and
yes, yes,
listen
yes,
to
yes,
it,
yes.
like
they
for
might
me,
like it.
like I heard Long Hot Summer before I heard Disposable Arts. And
Right.
when I was listening to Disposable Arts, I was like, this is dope. But I was so into Long Hot Summer that I had
Mm-hmm.
to force myself to listen to Disposable Arts and
Right.
then really get it with the skits and all of that, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
understand. So I'm just wondering if like people today, the new people that might not have heard that, first Black Star album would listen to it and be like, in general, all these dudes are really, really dope. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you have them add them two together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Last
Yeah.
last thought of the night comes from YGT once again. And I want to ask a question on this. He said, as long as more people listen to Black Star, then the mission is accomplished. Which makes me think, what's the mission?
Yeah, I'm
You
like,
know?
what? Yeah, I don't understand that. Yeah, like, okay, what
That's a
is the
very
mission?
good question.
Yeah.
That's a very good question.
I guess it might vary from artist to artist, but then
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like a consent. I think what might be happening is like, I think there was more consensus around what is and isn't hip hop, or just around hip hop in general. And now that it's just kind of like everyone kind of does it, it's just so vast, like it's so
Yeah,
accessible. It kind
yeah.
of lacks that, like, I don't know what the mission is. Like, I'm not sure, you know? But if you
Co-
said that 20 years ago, I think people would be like, oh, I know what it is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Cause it was a time when hip hop was like very exclusive. You know
Yeah.
what I
Facts.
mean? Like it wasn't like like back in the day, you could tell somebody was. It was like this secret society almost. Like
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you saw somebody based on what they had on or the headphones or whatever, you like, oh, he one of me. Like
Yeah.
that's
Mm-hmm.
one of me. Now you cannot tell who's who. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, cause everybody listen to hip hop now.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Their version of hip hop. But back in the day, it was like, and I don't want to be like that, but I am turning into my grandfather, bro. I'm realizing that I'm a like, I'm turning into my grandfather, man. I'm that elder on your block. When your ball go over the gate, I'm coming outside, I'm grabbing the ball, and I'm going inside. You know what I'm saying?
But you,
And I'm gonna look at all y'all and be like, I told y'all not to throw this ball over my gate. Now it's not yours no more. I can't stand Miss Patterson, dog. It was Miss Patterson on my block. We couldn't stand that woman, man. Like she would always just take our stuff, bro. Like we'll throw the ball and go over the gate. She'll come outside. I told y'all, and grab the ball and look at you, shake the ball and go in the crib. I'm turning into that, bro. When it come to hip hop, it's like I don't get it, man.
yeah. No, I
I
hear you.
don't
I
get
hear
it,
you.
bro.
Uh, just for clarity, what YGT was talking about, he said more people discovering Black Star is what he meant. So the
Okay,
mission
okay,
of,
okay.
just
That's the
people
mission.
listening to him. So I feel that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I, I think it goes back to, Chicago MCs. I think it goes back to Resurrection, you know,
yeah.
but that song, like hip
I used
hop
to
was
love him.
doing, it was trap.
Yeah,
Like it wasn't this thing that
yeah,
he knew, like it was going out and doing all these different things. And I feel like that's it. Today is like Resurrection, like magnified,
yes.
and it's sometimes getting lost in the weeds,
That's perfect. That's perfect, Till.
yeah.
That's it right there. You hit the nail on the head. That's a drop the mic moment, bro.
Yeah. And I
Like
think and I
that's it in a nutshell.
and I think it comes with, it's like a blessing and a curse, you know.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everyone can make music now. It's a blessing and a curse because people can
Yeah.
express themselves and create the art they want to create, but it's a curse because the quality control is lacking,
Hmm. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. So I
That's
think
a good
that's
point.
how it is with
That's
hip hop.
perfect. That was perfect. That bringing that. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it right there. The common. That's it.
I
Yeah.
know. I think I know what Iomas, what you can do, what we can do. I think it's Black Suns. I think it's
Yeah.
Kenyatta. I think it's
Yeah.
it's the music that we've been talking about, because a lot of art is like creating, or at least to me, creating the music that you want to hear.
Hmm.
If you're
Mm-hmm.
looking around, like I don't hear what I don't I'm not seeing what I want to hear. Like I'm not finding it. It's like, well, I think it's time for you
You
to
got to
make it.
create it.
You got to create,
Exactly.
you know. And I
Exactly.
think that's what we're on
Exactly.
the precipice of doing, making the
Yes,
music that
sir.
that we want to hear. So,
Indeed. Indeed.
yo,
And
shout
that's
out to
no
Pop One.
again, that's no knock. That's no knock to what Most and Talib. That's no knock to any of
Yeah,
their art. I'm not knocking nobody else's art. I'm not
right.
saying that I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, yeah, my center is not where it used to be when it comes to hip hop. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's no diss to any artist, like for real. Like, so I want to make that clear.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Definitely. When you were talking about being the old man, getting mad at the balls coming into your yard, Vibe One had some laughs. Throw those laughs up there. And yeah, just want to say peace to Vibe One. Appreciate
Peace,
you. And
Vibe One.
my man
I'm
YGT said, appreciate the show, fellas. YGT, we appreciate you,
YGT.
man.
Yeah, I fat man. That's
Yeah.
the brother.
All right, y'all. Let's go on into shout outs, man. I think it's a good show. I think it's a good place
Word.
to end it. And yeah, let's get some shout outs. Profound, who you want to shout out tonight?
Not Black Star. Nah, I'm tripping, man. I'm shouting out Black Star, man. They at least they put something out, man. Shouting out the crew, the Boom Bap crew, Till, IO, Stowe, Bo, and Joe, of course, and Joe in another beat battle, right?
Yeah, this Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah. Shout out to Joe too. And that's it, man. Y'all, love and hip hop everywhere. Y'all FF2, who's that up there? Vibe One, and a few other people. Win too. Shout out to y'all, man. And the wife and the children as usual.
Right on. Almas.
Yeah, man. Shout out, Boom Bap Chat Brothers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Black Star album. And definitely shout out to Talib, man. Talib the growth. He's just showing me, like, when you put the time in, you definitely grow. It's your craft, you know what I'm saying? And just shout out to Talib's book, man. You know what I'm saying? I thoroughly enjoyed this book, man. I may have to read it again, but if y'all don't have this, shout out to this book is fire, man. It's really dope. And yeah, man, shout out the family and shout out Cincinnati. Looking forward to the trip. Shout out to all my peoples in Cincinnati, Vibe One, and all the other artists that's gonna be on the show. And shout out to Hector. You know what I'm saying? Was talking about the City of Wind joint. Respect, man. Salute.
Oh, missed it.
And yeah, that's it for me, man. And shout out to hip hop, man.
Right on.
Word.
Right on, fellas. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to anyone making dope music and putting it out there. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar for always starting conversations. He's got a new album coming out tonight. And yeah, shout out definitely Cincinnati hip hop scene, Napoleon, and what we're going to be doing next Saturday on the 21st at Everybody's Records. Make sure you come by if you're in the city. Come check us out. Ion Moss will be there performing. Got Vibe One. We've got some other folks in the building that are going to be performing. Just going to have a good time. Celebrate hip hop and celebrate the native tongues. Shout out to us for writing this book. We have written it. We are now proofreading it and editing it, and it will be available most likely May 27th, where the turnaround should be May 27th. So be on the lookout for that. And finally, shout out to Profound, man. Shout out to Profound. Long time coming. Distant gratification is here.
Yes,
you can get your
sir.
CD. You can pre-order your CD tonight and the book at boombapreview.com. So if you haven't done that, you can do that now. That's it, y'all. On that note, as always, we say
peace.
Peace. Peace. Peace. Peace. Peace.
Yeah.